Hello everyone, this is Kim with Minute Life Tarot, and we are looking at my magical tarot dice that I had made up. And what I did was I went through Etsy and found a seller called Dice Makers, and they basically make dice, or design on dice for folks maybe who are making them for games or personal little gifts, etc. And so I said, well, this will be a fun, easy way for me to to create something like this with dice and use it when I'm doing like quick, fast readings and I need a quick answer, like I'm stumped, especially when I'm doing like what we call hotline calls. Not necessarily my video hotline calls where it's where they could see them. I don't necessarily think I'll be busting these out for in-person readings or video readings where I'm showing my cards. But if this is for, say, a hotline, like where we're on the phone or we are chatting, through computer or phone, through the hotlines, then this is something that I found is a great tool that I can use with my tarot cards. And so most times I can do timing with my tarot. For example, this is one of the methods I use, my magical tarot dice. But most times I can, determine the timing for questions with the suits and with the majors. So with the King of Swords, either this is in terms of months for me or the winter time. Let's see. We have wands. Wands for me represents springtime. Or weeks. I drew a blank there. Let's see. The Fool represents the time period between January 20th to February 20th. And the Cups for me represents summertime and it represents days. Let's see, we have Pentacles. The Tower, for example, would be a time period between March 20th and April 20th. And let me see if I can. And like if something like somebody specifically wanted to know how many months, you could be like 8 months because this is the 8 of Swords, or 6 of Swords, so 6 months. There's the World, which is like the end of the year to the beginning of the year. Let's see. Coins represents fall time for me, or a year or more in terms of timing. So I can do timing really well with the different suits and the majors. But sometimes I get stumped even when knowing those things, even knowing the timing, and it's just nice to be able to have these little bad boys. And I started asking different kind of questions with them and found that these work beyond timing. They could work for, cheeky little tarot readings on how many kids you're going to have in the future, or for me, like, will I definitely hear from that job, or or when will I hear from that job? And so things like that. So for example, let's say I went on a job interview. Will I hear back from that employer, that prospective employer? It says to be determined. I have different options on this particular dice. So it's to be determined, not now, yes, no, maybe, definitely. I think I covered everything. To be determined. And so we could say, let's say it said, let's say the answer was yes, you're going to hear from them. And I could say, I could take one of my timing here, my timing dice with the number, and just say, well, how long will it take for me to hear from this prospective employer? It says a season, 2. So you could say, from one season to the next. So it could be from, let's say, from spring to summer, or from summer to fall. is how I would interpret that. On this timing one, I have seasons, a season, days, months, weeks, years, and I think weeks, did I say that? So I have all the little timing here. And then I have two numbers, two dice with numbers, so you could add them together and have them. And you could get like a blank plus 2 would be 2. They go up to 5 from both of them. It will really 6 because it's a blank one, blank side. But I love them. I love them so much because you could use your tarot card and do a reading, and then if you're just being kind of lazy, you could bust this out for timing. But it really is beyond timing. You could ask all sorts of certain questions for these dice and then get your answers. And it complements the tarot reading beautifully, or it could even be a standalone reading depending on what the question is. So I love shuffling, and I love tossing my dice. So yeah, I am in love. Ever since I got them, I've been trying to ask different questions and see what pops up, and then I'll throw them with the tarot cards and see if the timing matches with what pops up. I kid you guys not. The timing is like spot on. I can't even tell you. I wish I had some specific examples that come right to mind, but there were so many of them. It's kind of hard to pick which one. Just trust and believe that having your own magical dice, there's something magical about it. And I realize that perhaps it's not so much the dice as it is me, or as you know, your intuition. It's not so much the tarot cards, it's me as the reader. So I realize these are just another tool for me that I have at my disposal. I know people use runes, they use different, you know, they use, what do they call them? Oh God, not the adornments. Jewelry, not jewelry. Charms. They use charms, they cast with charms. And so this is kind of like no difference, except it's dice. My husband was like, doesn't that kind of cheapen the whole tarot experience? I'm like, no, I think it enhances and it makes it fun. And, you know, you could even let people know or ask if they want you to roll the dice and see what happens, like a Wheel of Fortune kind of thing where you get the wheel card or something like that and you throw it. You can make it totally fun. He was kidding, but it was funny that he said it because for a moment I thought that too. But now that I've been using them, nah, I don't feel that way. And I love that you can have different colors. You could even have them multicolored. I got mine in white and red. I thought that was a nice combo. And I'm just loving using them so flippin' much. Yeah, you can have them in any color combination really. And the sellers were great to work with. I sent what I wanted in a message. All the different little keywords, and this is what they sent back, and it's just amazing. I'm just loving them so much, you guys. So yeah, this is just my latest divination tool. What divination tools do you have in your arsenal? I know for myself, I now have these, which I'm crazy about, and obviously my tarot. I use pendulums from time to time, and my crystal ball from time to time. But yeah, it's fun to have new tools that come about that you're like, I think we're going to be fast friends. And you know what it kind of reminds me of these, especially this particular one? It reminds me of the Magic 8 Ball. Not now, yes. Well, to be determined. I don't know if they have that. Definitely, maybe, yes, no. I think signs point to yes, but I didn't put that. There wasn't enough room. You can only have so many characters per side, so I had to be very, you know, picky about what I wanted to use. And I love a season and seasons because sometimes it could be bigger blocks of time than just a month, but maybe not as long as a year. So yeah, there you have it, guys. That's what I'm going to be utilizing. You'll be seeing them from time to time. You'll probably even be seeing them in my favorites video because they're already a fast favorite of mine. Really and truly. thought I'd hop on here and share with you what I've been up to. So let me know what you've been up to. What are your divination tools? Have you gotten this creative and busted out your own little divination cartomancy situation? All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Much love, many blessings. See you all in the next video. Bye.